These are our 12 floor drills, starting with the accordion drill. These drills are primarily for instructors, although anyone can get a good lesson on what our drills are used for. We're going to start with splitting the floor. The accordion drill has one partner on one side, the other partner runs the other side. As they get separated, we're going to have them meet in the middle. As they meet in the middle, they're going to high five, sprint all the way back to the other side, and then they'll do so over and over again. As they continue this process, coming in, doing punches, coming out, we can add push-ups on the end of it. It can do any combinations. It can handle any motions. The drill is really versatile, and all our drills really are. But this drill especially, since you have this built-in running backward and forward motion, you can really take advantage of it. Don't be afraid to add in different combinations, different workouts, anything you think that'll help your students be at the highest level. Next up, we're moving into the second drill. As your students reset, we're doing team races. You can do any size teams. We're doing teams of 2 for the simplicity of the video. Person 1 is going to run all the way down the mat. As they get down to the end of the mat, they'll do the thing, push-ups, sit-ups, kicks, punches, combinations, whatever you call for them. So the first people take off. They're going to do their combos, jab cross in this case, come all the way back. Don't be afraid of having consequences, any kind of reprimand is a wrong word, but just make it clear to your students what the expectation is. So you'll see on one side, some students are not running all the way down the mat. Well, make sure you make it clear that they can't win, or their team can't win if they're not running all the way down. There's no reason to be harsh. We want students to have a great experience. We want them to have a fun time. And that means that sometimes things are going to go not their way, and that's fine. Now in relays, the same idea, except they're splitting the floor. One person will do the combinations on one side. You see me gesturing to the team, making sure they're on the same page as me. They're going to run down, high five the other team, they'll come back. So the first team here is going to do punches. They're going to do 10 sets of jab cross. Once they finish those 10 sets of jab cross, they'll high five the next partner. They'll switch places with them. The other partner will do the same thing, and then they'll switch back. So here are the 10 punches. As soon as they're done with their 10 sets, they'll run down, high five the other persons who are doing squats right now while they're waiting. High five, they'll switch. Now this team's doing squats while they're waiting for their partner. Other side finishes their set of whatever the combination is. In this case, it's jab cross. They go back, high five, and then the first team back in their original spots in listening position is the team that wins. Okay, that's a good one. I like that one a lot. I use that one oftentimes in class. It's a great way to get the kids moving, and competition is always a way to make sure students stay engaged. Next up, we're going back to the end of the mat. When we come out back to the edge of the mat, it's important to make sure your students know how to stay on the mat. You don't want people wandering into the tile. This is called our ladder up drill. So they're going to be building up. They're going to start with jab cross one time on the dot. When they go to the next dot, then they'll do jab cross, and then it'll be 3 times, then however many dots you have. And you can use the lines on the mat. You can give them a specific number. You can have them continue to build up indefinitely over a time limit. But the goal is that as they're moving, they're always doing one more. If you really want to challenge them, just put a workout in between it. So have them do jab cross and a push-up, and then jab cross and 2 push-ups, whatever you think, to really build up the pressure on them and the fatigue on them as they go through the class. And then they finish, announce a winner. Great, we move on. You're gonna notice that I have them continue to reset on their dots. That's a good practice to get into. Just make sure students have a home base to come back to before we go on to the next thing. Okay, so next up, this one is really common in most studios. You're probably doing something like this already, an A-B station. So A is gonna be push-ups in this particular case. When they go to B, they'll be doing jab cross on the other side, and they're going on the instructor's call. So they'll race all the way down, then they'll turn around and start doing the punches. You can have them do it on Wave Masters or Shields if you have teams of 3. You can reimagine this drill in many different ways, but the core of it is on your call, when you say so, they'll be switching between. You can also use that to your advantage. Trick them, call A, and then A again, or B, and change it up on them, make them go faster. The one-up is a drill that really utilizes the students' creativity. It helps them decide for themselves how they want to move forward to the next level of training. You have one person do a jab cross, and then the other person's intent is to do a jab cross at a higher level. What higher level means is whatever it is in your class. Maybe you run an XMA school where that means cartwheels or tricks. Maybe you run more combative schools, so you can talk about, adding combinations or making it sharper, faster, punching higher, punching lower, adding yells, adding kicks. There's a bunch of ways you could adapt this drill to whatever your studio needs or what your preferences are as an instructor. Okay, next up, we have the task switch. This is pretty straightforward. You're going to put a timer on the clock and you're going to start them. In this case, we're doing jumping jacks. At any time you want, you're going to switch them to the next task. So as opposed to A-B drill where they're running up and down the mat, possibly hitting targets, this one allows you to put multiple tasks. Now I just have them do a jab, cross, and jumping jacks, but you can add push-ups and sit-ups, you can add different commands, you can add turns, you can add combinations, defenses. This is a great way to switch modes. So if you have them going from let's say a jab cross, a boxing, and you want them to work on shooting doubles, having them move onto one knee like they're doing wrestling techniques, then whatever your thought is, process can work for that. This is direction changes. This depends on your style and how you like your footwork, but basically you point in a direction or call a direction, they'll turn to that direction and then snap back to the front. We want to make sure we get them in the habit of returning to where they need to go. You're going to see some people get lazy. You're going to see some people, move their feet slowly, and that's okay, right? Remember, the part of it is having fun with your students. If you're constantly yelling at them, they're not going to improve, and the drill should be engaging and dynamic. If you do your drills the right way, the people are going to want to win. They're going to want to engage. They're going to want to be part of the process. Next, we have rock, paper, scissors stance. You assign rock, paper, scissors to different stances. In this case, we have rock being middle stance, we have paper being back stance, and scissors being front stance. They're gonna play rock, paper, scissors, and they're gonna move into the stance that correlates with the hand they're throwing. So they're gonna play together here, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. So now you have a tie, or you have losses or wins. Our general rule is that if you lose or you tie, you have push-ups or burpees or whatever the consequence is, and if you're the winner, you get something different. Usually, we say 3 blinks or something silly, something for the kids to have fun with. We reset. Moving on to the next workout. Probably one of my favorites. I mean, I like all of these, but this is push hands. We actually take this from a Tai Chi drill. You can use any stance. We use middle stance to start. It seems to be the one that correlates the best with the rest of the training and the traditional practice, but you can do front stance, X stance, anything else you know. Only the palms and fingers, front of the fingers can touch. You can't touch any other part of the body. If you move your feet or fall, then you have push-ups or sit-ups, right? You're gonna notice that there's gonna be a lot of touching of other body parts. So bicep, shoulders, you need to make it very clear that stuff's against the rules. We're gonna make sure students are appropriately engaging with each other. And if they start cheating or putting each other in danger, you're not doing your job as an instructor. Next up, we have the level up. So this is a little bit more work on the instructor's part, a progression of skill. So I have them doing jab cross, and then they have a flying, a jab and a super cross, and then they'll do super jab and super cross, and then they'll do super jab and then super cross, and then they're gonna add a kick on the end. So another opportunity for creativity, but this requires you to make sure you know your levels. What are we building towards? What is the steps on the way to our end goal? This is the step-by-step. This is what you're gonna do in a lot of traditional schools. If you've done traditional karate or taekwondo, then you're very familiar with this process of training, of this drill. All you're gonna do is have them step forward or step back on your command. I have them always facing the front, and that's what a lot of the schools are gonna be doing, but you can have them turn. You can incorporate it as one of the commands. Right now we're doing reverse punch, so they're moving into front stance, doing reverse punch, and this is a great way to stack movement between stances and strikes, blocks, or kicks. A lot of times students struggle with getting this technique down and also transitioning from the stance in between the techniques. So this can be a really good way to double, triple check that your students understand the movement in their traditional practice. Well, those are all our drills. Let me know what you think. And if you have any ideas for other drills, let me know in the comments below. Have a fantastic day.